सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो वज्रायाणं नमो लोये सवसाहुणं नमः समय साराय स्वानुभूत्या चकाशते चित्तस्वभावाय भावाय सर्वभावान्तरच्छिदे अरिहंत सिद्ध सूर्य उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है तिनको स्वरूप जान राग ते भई जो भक्ति काय गुण माया ए स्तुत को तारी है धन धन तेनाई से काज सब आज भय कर जोड़ी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहत है हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है जय जिनेन्द्र
वंडरफुल विरल जी, वेरी गुड, वेरी नाइस। और अब अद्विक बोलेंगे मंगलाचरण।
यातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये जय
वेरी नाइस अद्विक, वेरी गुड। तो आज के मास्टर क्लास का हमारा टॉपिक है सुख में सफलता या सफलता में सुख। तो ये सिर्फ एक टॉपिक नहीं है, लेकिन सफलता और सुख दोनों को जो एक मानने की भूल हम हमेशा से करते आ रहे हैं, उसको सुधारने का एक मौका है, एक अवसर है। और जितना यूनिक आज का टॉपिक है, उतने ही स्पेशल हमारे गेस्ट है। प्लीज वेलकम संयम जी जैन। थैंक यू सर फॉर एक्सेप्टिंग आवर इनविटेशन। संयम जी अपनी प्रशंसा सुनना पसंद नहीं करते, लेकिन मुझे उनका परिचय देने का मौका मिला है, सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू लूज दैट। संयम जी ने जैन फिलोसॉफी में अपना अध्ययन किया है, और वो जिस विषय पर वर्तमान में पीएचडी कर रहे हैं वो है हर जीव के संसार में भटकने का कारण, दैट इज मोह, एक दार्शनिक अवधारणा प्राकृत साहित्य के विशेष संदर्भ में, दैट इज अ फिलोसॉफिकल कंसेप्ट विथ रेफरेंस टू प्राकृत लिटरेचर। और संयम जी कहते हैं कि वो हम सभी की तरह एक साधक है, लेकिन हम सभी संयम जी जैसे साधक बनना चाहते हैं। So now I hand over the class to Sanyam ji, please.
Thank you very much. Not true anything. बिल्कुल मत सुनना बच्चों इनकी बात। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं success and happiness. Are you all happy, my dear? You don't seem to be. Are you all happy? Oh, how lovely. Yes, we are all happy. We all want a little more happiness in life. सब इसी के लिए जिंदगी में भाग रहे हैं, दौड़ रहे हैं। Everybody, your mother, your father, my mother, my father, everybody, सब पागल हैं, सबको हैप्पीनेस चाहिए कैसे भी, ठीक है? So fine, we'll talk about what is success and what is happiness. So can any one of you tell me the definition of success or happiness for that matter? Let's start with happiness. Chalo, what is happiness? How do you define happiness? Anybody? Oh yes, go ahead, Labdhi.
infinite happiness.
Oh, it's another a very difficult term. Do you know what infinite is?
Yes, I'm gonna happiness like yes, happy forever.
Happy forever is infinite happiness. And if I get ice cream a day, I will be happy forever. Is that not happiness?
No.
Not, why not? You said always. I am using the word always. And ice cream is the best thing which I can have for happiness. Why? What's wrong with that?
No, because it's a box and
What if your mother makes it?
no, but it's still
Oh, is it? Okay. Great. What else?
Gunav, we can ask Gunav.
अच्छा, okay, yeah, please go
जैसे
ahead.
कि हमको आइसक्रीम मिलता है तो हम सुख हैप्पी होते हैं, वो सुख का भ्रम है, असली सुख तो हमको मोक्ष में मिलता है।
Oh, how lovely. I think you people really don't need me at all. Okay, fine. But सुख का भ्रम कैसे है? भ्रम क्यों है? आपको वो सुख में मजा नहीं आता है? आप खाना खाते हो, घूमते हो, फिरते हो, आपकी बात मम्मी सुनती है, आपकी तारीफ करती है, आपको बड़ा मजा आता है उसमें। तो वो भी भ्रम है आपको जो इतना अच्छा लगता है। अभी मैं आपके क्वेश्चन के लिए आपकी पीठ थपथपाऊंगा, आपको गले से लगा लूंगा, आपको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा? आपको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा? क्यों नहीं लगेगा अच्छा?
कुछ समय तक ही अच्छा लगेगा।
Oh, how lovely. So the basic definition of happiness that I am going to share with you today is, thanks everybody, आपने सबने बहुत अच्छा जवाब दिया है. So there are 4 words to define happiness. English में बोलूं या हिंदी में बोलूं?
Both.
Oh, lovely. Okay. There are 4 words to define happiness. First, as Labdhi said, eternal. इटर्नल मतलब अनंत होना चाहिए। सुख को बिल्कुल अनंत होना चाहिए, कभी उसका खत्म नहीं होना चाहिए। सेकंड, सुख को कैसा होना चाहिए? तो सुख को स्वाधीन होना चाहिए, दैट मीन्स इंडिपेंडेंट होना चाहिए। इट शुड नॉट बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन एनीथिंग अराउंड अस, बी इट योर फ्रेंड्स, योर फैमिली, योर बॉडी, योर थॉट्स ऑफ अटैचिंग योरसेल्फ टुवर्ड्स दीज थिंग्स, एनीथिंग। दुनिया में कोई भी चीज हो सकती है, हर चीज से उसको इंडिपेंडेंट होना चाहिए। ठीक है? कोई भी डिपेंडेंसी लाइफ में होगी तो डेफिनेटली प्रॉब्लम होगी। आपने कभी प्रियंका चोपड़ा को सुना है? प्रियंका चोपड़ा बात करती है ना विमेन विमेन फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस पर। हम सबको फाइनेंशियली इंडिपेंडेंट होना चाहिए। अरे सिर्फ फाइनेंशियली नहीं, हमें अपनी लाइफ के हर एस्पेक्ट में इंडिपेंडेंस चाहिए। हमें फाइनेंस की भी डिपेंडेंस नहीं चाहिए। ऐसा इंडिपेंडेंस हमें जब लाइफ में मिलता है तो उसको कहते हैं हम सुख। वो है सच्चा सुख। ठीक है? सो द फर्स्ट वन वाज इटर्नल, द सेकंड वन वाज इंडिपेंडेंट। ठीक है? लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द फोर्थ वन। एनीबॉडी एल्स वुड लाइक टू डिफाइन? अच्छा, एनीबॉडी एल्स वुड लाइक टू डिफाइन हैप्पीनेस? Anybody else for happiness? Define happiness. Yes, yes, go ahead. I cannot see the name of this girl who's
Yes,
raising her hand.
Agamya, you can
Please.
answer.
Sorry. Thank you.
Happiness is a feeling which makes us happy and means it when we जब हम हैप्पीनेस को बाहर में ढूंढते हैं तो इट्स वेरी मतलब वो बहुत कम टाइम के लिए होता है, बट इफ वी अगर हम अंदर देखते हैं सो इट्स लाइक द रियल हैप्पीनेस।
Ah, right. So the basic point we had already discussed about it, that it should be independent of everything in the world. It should not be dependent on anything. It should not be dependent on your shampoo, which you use to have wavery hairs. It should not be dependent on the cream or the powder that you use to make you prettier. It should not depend on even food. Whatever food you eat, that should not make you happy. Why? Because that's not where happiness comes from. So now we'll talk about where happiness comes from. So does happiness comes from? Acha, where does knowledge come from? Can anybody tell me? ज्ञान कहाँ से आता है? Knowledge.
हमारा
Where
दिमाग।
does हमारा तो दिमाग क्या है? दिमाग मीन्स ये जो शरीर है वो, वहां से आता है ज्ञान?
आत्मा से।
आत्मा से। किसने कहा ये? अमीशी ने। अमीशी, आत्मा क्या होता है? आत्मा वो भूत होता है ना जो कभी कभी हॉरर मूवीज में
मैंने भी
दिखाते
बोला
हैं।
था। नहीं, आत्मा मतलब जो हम है, और जैसे मैं बोल दूं कि मैं अमीशी हूँ, लेकिन वो गलत है। मैं सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक आत्मा हूँ। ये जो ये मेरा शरीर है वो एक पुद्गल है, एंड दैट इज नॉट मी।
जो मेरी आत्मा है, दैट इज माई लाइफ, दैट इज माई सोल, उससे ज्ञान मिलता है, उससे ही खुशी मिलती है। तो उसके
Perfect.
अंदर ही अंदर उस आत्मा में ध्यान करो तो सच्चा सुख मिलता है।
राइट। तो इतना ही एस्पेक्ट है कि जैसे ज्ञान आत्मा का गुण है, वैसे ही सुख भी आत्मा का गुण है। तो दोनों में कोई डिफरेंस हुआ ही नहीं। आप सुख की बात करो, ज्ञान की बात करो, हाँ इनका नेचर डिफरेंट होता है। ज्ञान का काम ज्ञान होता है, सुख का काम सुख होता है, बट ये सब किस में होते हैं? ये सब आत्मा में ही होते हैं। इसलिए कभी भी आपको पूरी दुनिया में किसी भी चीज से ज्ञान, ना ज्ञान मिलता है और ना ही आपको सुख मिलता है। लेकिन हम दिन भर रात भर यही तो काम करते हैं। हमारे मॉम डैड भी यही करते हैं, हमारे जितने पंडित जी हैं वो भी यही करते हैं। जब जाओ पंडित जी के कमरे में कोई ना कोई ग्रंथ पढ़ते रहते हैं। आप जब जाओ किसी भी व्यक्ति के पास तो कोई चर्चा करते रहते हैं। तो अब ज्ञान पर पदार्थों से ही तो कर रहे हैं हम, कहाँ से आ रहा है हमारा ज्ञान? नहीं तो आत्मा में ज्ञान होता है, कैसे पता चलेगा हमको? कोई बता सकता है? ओ, नेहान, नेहान, आत्मा से ज्ञान होता है, ये बताओ कैसे होगा?
सर अगर प्रूव करना है तो हम ऐसे कह सकते हैं कि द थिंग्स हम जो सोच रहे हैं, जो हमारे फीलिंग्स है, वो पुद्गल लाइक नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स तो नहीं कर सकते। तो देर इज टू कैटेगरीज, लिविंग एंड नॉन लिविंग। सो इफ नॉन लिविंग कैन डू, देन लिविंग कैन डू।
एंड हाउ डू वी नो नॉन लिविंग कांट?
As let's take a laptop, it can't think, right?
How come your AI does everything? Does it
But
not?
it is programmed by humans.
Ah, very good, very good, bhai. This is he's a chap. Wonderful, wonderful, my boy. Yes. If knowledge would come from outer aspects, then you would never have to learn anything in the world. You will never have to learn even the name of fruits. You will not have to learn the name of yourself also. Why? Because if I can see myself in the mirror will tell me my name. If the knowledge comes from outside, ज्ञान बाहर से यदि आएगा तो दुनिया में आपको कुछ जानने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। एक बार आप बस बाहर देख लो, आपको सब चीजों का ज्ञान हो जाएगा। लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता है। मम्मी डंडे क्यों मारती है? क्योंकि हम फायर के पास जाते हैं और उसके साथ खेलना चाहते हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि मम्मी भी खेल रही है। मम्मी रोटी बनाती है ना, तो वो फायर के आसपास इधर इधर ऐसे 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 करके रोटी बनाती है। और फिर क्या होता है? फिर थोड़ी देर बाद में मम्मी तो जलती नहीं है, लेकिन हमारा हाथ आग में चला जाता है तो हम जल जाते हैं। इसका मतलब ये होता है कि बाहर पदार्थों से ज्ञान नहीं होता है। ज्ञान कहाँ से होता है? तो कोई एक लिविंग फोर्स, जैसे अभी किसने कहा था, क्या नाम था उस महापुरुष का, अभी जिसने आंसर दिया था, मैं नाम भूल गया।
मेहान, मेहान।
मेहान, या मेहान, यस। जैसा कि मेहान नाम के महापुरुष ने कहा है कि लिविंग सब्सटेंस में से ही ज्ञान हो सकता है। ज्ञान कभी भी नॉन लिविंग को नहीं हो सकता है। लेकिन ज्ञान नॉन लिविंग का हो सकता है। मतलब हम नॉन लिविंग को जान सकते हैं। कहाँ से? तो अपने लिविंग नेचर से ही हम दुनिया की सारी चीजों को जान सकते हैं। तो इतना सा आपको समझना है। ऐसे ही सुख भी, हैप्पीनेस भी बाहर दुनिया में से कभी नहीं आता। और यदि हैप्पीनेस दुनिया से आता है ना, तो अनहैप्पीनेस भी दुनिया से आता है। जैसे आपका स्कूल में कोई फ्रेंड होगा। समेत बताओ, आपका कोई स्कूल में फ्रेंड बताओ मुझे, जिस जो आपका क्लोजेस्ट फ्रेंड हो।
उसका नाम या
नाम? यस, नाम। व्हाट एल्स कैन आई नो?
उसका नाम वरद है।
आहा हा, क्या बात है भरत, बहुत बढ़िया। आपने कभी भरत को अपने सीक्रेट्स बताए?
नहीं,
हाँ, तो फिर कैसा फ्रेंड है आपका? आपने उसको
आई डोंट हैव एनी सीक्रेट्स।
ओ माय, ये तो बिल्कुल अरहंत परमात्मा है। इसका नाम समेत किसने रखा? पुद्गल नाम रखा है इसका तो। Oh, lovely. How sweet. You do not have secrets. You're the best guy
हमारे
in the
उसमें
world.
भी आए थे। He is very good, Anna.
What's the meeting ID?
Yeah, definitely. तो मैं ये कह रहा था, यस, कि सुख जो होता है, जैसे कि हमारे कोई फ्रेंड्स होते हैं, हम जनरली उनसे सीक्रेट्स शेयर करते हैं। हम पता है उनसे सीक्रेट्स क्यों शेयर करते हैं? हम सिर्फ इसलिए उनसे सीक्रेट शेयर करते हैं क्योंकि हमें ऐसा लगता है कि फ्रेंडशिप का नाम ही सीक्रेट शेयरिंग होता है। तो हमारा वो जो फ्रेंडशिप नाम का हैप्पीनेस है ना, वो आता है सीक्रेट शेयरिंग से। लेकिन एक बार यदि वो फ्रेंड आपकी जगह किसी और का फ्रेंड हो गया सहजता, तो क्या होगा? यदि आपका फ्रेंड किसी और का फ्रेंड हो गया तो क्या होगा? आपके सारे सीक्रेट्स वो उसको बता देगा। अब क्या होगा? अब जो आपको हैप्पीनेस दे रहा था, जो आपको सुख दे रहा था फ्रेंड, अब वही आदमी आपको दुख देने लगेगा। आपको उससे प्रॉब्लम्स होने लगेंगी, आपको उस आदमी के साथ रहना पसंद नहीं होगा। तो यदि पर से सुख आता है तो पर से दुख भी आता है। लेकिन ये सुख दुख पर से आता ही नहीं है। ये तो हम सब ऐसा मान लेते हैं कि पर से सुख या दुख आ रहा है। सुख कहाँ से आता है अर्निशा?
से,
कहाँ से?
आत्मा से।
आत्मा से। यस, तो सुख आत्मा में से आता है। इसीलिए पर पदार्थों में सुख है ही नहीं। बस इतनी सी बात हमको हैप्पीनेस के बारे में समझनी थी, ठीक है? चलो, आई होप आप सबको हैप्पीनेस क्या होती है, कहाँ रहती है, कैसे मिलती है और कैसे नहीं मिलती है, ये समझ में आ गया होगा। अब थोड़ी बात करते हैं सक्सेस क्या होती है, ठीक है? चलो, कौन बताएगा मुझे
So
व्हाट
Bhaiya,
इज?
sorry to disturb you. My kids doesn't understand in Hindi, so they didn't got what you explained in Hindi. So will you please
ओके, माय
explain it
लास्ट
in?
लाइन मे बी।
Not
ओके, यस।
everything whatever discussed in Hindi, they don't understand it. I mean,
Now
we do
I
speak
don't
Marathi.
remember what sentences I'd made in Hindi and the ones in, थोड़ा भेद विज्ञान कमजोर है मेरा, but still I'll repeat what I said. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
anything like
that in,
the short all together whatever you have explained.
sure,
Thank you.
whatever uh, we think that happiness comes from others. Why? Because this is how we do things in our life. Like when we eat a mango, we feel happy, we feel excited. What if you eat a bad mango, a chemically ripe mango? The same mango is going to give you unhappiness. So, happiness doesn't come from anything outside, it comes from within. We think that the mango is making us happy. The first type of mango is making us happy. And we think that the second type of mango is making us unhappy. Rather, the scene is absolutely upside down. Why? Because others cannot give you what you feel. So happiness is being felt by us. Hence, it is a quality, it is an inherent quality of ourselves. It is not a quality of others. Now, am I clear, everybody? Okay, great. We'll move on.
Yes.
Now we'll talk about success. What is success? सबको दिखता है ना स्कूल में नंबर ज्यादा मिलने चाहिए, मार्कशीट में सबसे ज्यादा मार्क्स मेरे होने चाहिए। यस,
सक्सेस जैसे कि ये जो बड़े बड़े प्लेयर्स है ना, उनको सक्सेस मिला।
यस, वेरी गुड। सो प्लेयर्स, वेरी गुड। एक बात और बताओ, व्हाट इज सक्सेस?
When you achieve what you want and you're happy with that, that is success.
Yes, so success is wants achievement. Whatever you want, you are achieving it. So want achievement is success. Great, thank you Amisha. Anybody else would like to add? कोई और कुछ कहना चाहता है? हैप्पीनेस क्या है, कौन बताएगा? फैसला बताएंगी। फैसला, व्हाट इज हैप्पीनेस? क्विकली।
हैप्पीनेस और सक्सेस।
So sorry, did I fumble? Success.
So like if you achieve something, like for example I like singing, so when I get older, if I achieve singing, meaning if I learn singing and sing well, then I achieve it and success.
So again, the same point. Wants achievement is happiness. If your wants are achieved, you are actually happy, right? Acha. And yes, Lavdi is saying something. Go ahead.
Happiness means to attain the
Happiness nahi, success.
success means that to attain the goal of your life or the aim of your life.
Great. So the goal of life, achieving the goal of life. So goals are set according to our wants. Hence, want, achievement is only happiness, right? So it's one and the same thing. Great. Now we'll go to Mehan.
Sir, the definition of success, right?
Yes, yes.
So, like, I want to do something and I completed it, and like, I got what I wanted, so I can say that I succeeded in it.
Again, the same thing, wants, achievement. Whatever I wanted, I achieved. It's the same thing, right? So I wanted something, I wanted to become something, or I wanted to have something. It is one and the same thing when it comes to wants. So whatever I want, if I achieve it, it's want achievement, right? Chalo, I'll go to Arnisha. Yes, Arnisha.
When we have a goal in our life and when it's completed, we call it succeeded.
Yes. And what is your goal in life, my dear?
I want to go to Moksha.
Oh, how sweet. You want to go to Moksha. How lovely. So when Moksha is your goal, that will be, your ultimate success. Very good. Great. Now I'll go to Andishubha. Ah, she's happy. Good. Go ahead.
Happiness.
Sorry? Success is happiness.
Yeah,
Hey.
so I want to say about happiness. Like at the farmhouse, I got a toy.
All right.
Okay, it gives me happy that day. But then
Yes.
it gives me unhappy because then it becomes dirty.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
that's it.
Great. She said she really, the example was maybe not that convenient enough, but all right. Success is happiness. This was lovely. Matlab, beautiful. So, Labdhi is saying to everyone that success is, what is success? Success is the one that leads you to happiness, right? The success leads you to happiness. So, that way, success is the reason behind happiness. So she means that there is a cause and effect relationship between them. Chalo, I'll go to Adi. Yes, Adi. Adi and Adi.
Adi, can you unmute, please, Adi?
I think there's some internet problem because the video just went away. Some internet issue is there.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Adi?
let it be.
All right.
Let it be.
Ariha.
We have had
Yeah,
enough.
Ariha. Ariha.
Ariha,
was.
okay. Yes, Ariha.
Success is basically when you feel satisfied after doing something. If you get
Ah,
in,
and how do you differentiate satisfaction with happiness?
satisfaction is basically uh, when you feel कि हाँ अब बस हो गया, I don't need more of it, and happiness is when doing something like doing some NGO work, but then you want to do more of it, and there's no stoppage to happiness, but there is a stoppage to being satisfied in life. So yeah.
Beautiful. We've got hundreds of philosophers here. Great kids, bhai. These are all great philosophers. Okay, great. So by far, I have reached, I have achieved, I have contemplated three answers. Success is want achievement. Second, success is happiness, or success leads to happiness. And the third answer that I got is satisfaction is success. So that way, I got these three answers in the name of success. Now I'll tell you what is success. Success is nothing but what happens in the succession. You know what is succession? Succession means आज जो कर रहे हो उससे कल जो होगा उसको सक्सेस कहते हैं. कल जो करोगे उससे परसों जो होगा उसे सक्सेस कहते हैं. Whatever you're doing today, that leads to your tomorrow, and whatever you're going to do tomorrow is going to lead your day after tomorrow. So success is merely a verb which is used to define the next thing in life. Whatever next is going to happen is called success. So today, if you are, um, planting the seeds of a mango tree, are you ever going to get apples from it? No, definitely not. And if you are sowing apples seed, are you going to get mangoes? Definitely not. Which
From
means
apple tree we will get apples, and from mango tree we will get only mangoes.
definitely. So if happiness is not coming from outside, then how come success is coming from outside, my dear students? Your goals are also external in nature, like the happiness you think. Matlab, generally, now we have come to this conclusion that happiness comes from within. So, where is success going to come from? If you think success is going to come from outside, then it is called external success, which is always never ending. Like, I exactly forgot the name of the girl who said that satisfaction is happiness. From outside world, you never get satisfied because one thing after the other thing after the other thing, there's no end to it. You are satisfied in the name of parents you have, but you might not be satisfied with the students of your class. Then, in case if you are satisfied with the students of your class, you are not satisfied with the teacher, like you might have gotten me as a teacher today with your bad luck. I don't know how, but again, that is unhappiness. Chalo, you are happy with me, but you might not be happy with my mood. Today, I am extremely excited to teach you, but some other day, if I'm doing dhyan, some other day, if I'm doing puja, if you come and poke me, sir, what are you doing? I might not be happy in that case. So the problem is, like happiness, success can also not be driven from anything outside, because we Jeev have a set of qualities. We only revolve around those qualities. Is mother, father, singing, dancing, all these qualities, are all of them the nature of the soul? If these are not the nature of your soul, then definitely there's no success in them. Are you getting what I'm saying? So success is only thinking that I am achieving something in life. So we may have thousands of types of successes. The greatest of them was stated by one girl who said, I think it was Arnisha, who said that the greatest happiness is moksha. I would only say one thing. Moksha is something which you are not having today, which you might not have tomorrow, which you might not have day after tomorrow. So what are we going to do for that happiness? फिर तो
Sir,
कभी हम
sir,
successful ही
we
नहीं
need
होंगे.
to read it.
I know. I'll just a second. Let me finish my point. Then I'll come to you, my dear.
But you told that always happiness.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me just finish my point. All right. I'm so happy. I just can't tell you the success rate of my happiness that I'm feeling with all you kids. Despite the fact I am teaching you happiness, which is not coming from outside, we always feel happiness from outside only. Like I just gave you this small example. Like you are listening to me and I'm getting succeeded, I'm getting happy. But this is not happiness. If I think this is happiness, I'm always going to do activities which are going to enjoy you. And this is the worst part of life. The worst part of a teacher in life is he thinks he's a teacher. The worst aspect that we have in our life, as anything, whatever we think, if you think we are a student, that's the worst thing. If we think we are teachers, that's the worst thing. Why? Because teaching never ends. Why? Because students never end. And student life never ends because the teachers never end. So don't think yourself as a teacher. Don't think yourself as a student. You are beyond that. Hence, your success also should be beyond that.
What's
Hence,
worst in that?
just a second. I am going to come to you. I'm here for all your questions. Where else am I going to go? My internet connection is very strong. Don't worry. I'll be here till my time persists. So my wholesome point is, if your happiness is driven from one particular source, which is called as we, the living beings, then definitely our success should not be driven from any external activity. External activities like one, you know, beating others, disturbing others, uh, pushing your parents, your mother, your father, anybody, किसी को भी जबरदस्ती कोई काम करवाना, किसी से कोई काम निकलवाना, बार बार बहुत सारा सामान अपने पास होना, जिसको हम क्या कहते हैं? 5 पाप। कौन बताएगा मुझे 5 पाप के नाम? ये तो सभी बता देंगे आई गेस।
चीटिंग झूठ चोरी कुछ परिग्रह।
परफेक्ट। हिंसा, झूठ, चोरी, कुशील, परिग्रह, ये जो 5 पाप हैं, हम इन 5 पापों को करके भी सक्सेसफुल हो सकते हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि ये तो एक्सटर्नल सक्सेस है, बाहर से आ जाएगी। अच्छा चलो एक काम करते हैं, अपन 5 पाप को छोड़ देते हैं। 5 पाप को कैसे छोड़ देते हैं? हम हिंसा करने का नियम ले लेते हैं। मैं अपनी जिंदगी में कभी किसी की हिंसा नहीं करूंगी या करूंगा। यदि आपने ये नियम ले लिया है, अब आप सांस भी नहीं ले सकते, क्योंकि उसमें भी जीव हिंसा होती है। हाँ, अब आप बात नहीं कर सकते, अब आप घूम नहीं सकते, अब आप फिर नहीं सकते, तो फिर कहाँ है हिंसा? सॉरी, कहाँ है सक्सेस? सक्सेस तो एकमात्र आत्मा में ही रहती है और आत्मा में से ही आ सकती है। तो चीजों को लेना, चीजों को छोड़ना, किसी को पकड़ के रखना, किसी को छोड़ देना, यहाँ पे कहीं पे भी सम्यक दर्शन, सम्यक ज्ञान, सम्यक चारित्र नहीं है। कहाँ है सम्यक दर्शन, ज्ञान, चारित्र? ये तो आत्मा की अवस्था है। आत्मा की अवस्थाएं, आत्मा ही है शरण। सुना है आपने ये कहीं पे? कभी अपने टीचर से सुना आपने? ये सब आत्मा की अवस्थाएं, आत्मा ही है शरण। ये एक अपना बहुत अच्छा, बहुत बड़ा स्क्रिप्चर है, उसका नाम है अष्टपाहुड़। अष्टपाहुड़ में एक मोक्ष पाहुड़ नाम से पाहुड़ होता है, उसमें ये एक गाथा दी है। आई थिंक इट इज 104 या 105 नंबर की गाथा है। आप वहां पढ़ेंगे ना तो आपको ये वाला टॉपिक पढ़ने को मिलेगा। सुख, सक्सेस, हैप्पीनेस, इट डजंट कम फ्रॉम आउटसाइड, इट ओनली कम्स फ्रॉम विद इन। Yes, Mehan was something, I distracted him. Sorry, Mehan. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. First you told why is it was to be a teacher and why is it was to be a student. I
Okay,
still
yes.
didn't
Acha,
understand that
fine.
point.
The only point that I was making, my dear, was thinking that you are only a teacher and not a human being. Is that not bad? If in the name of a teacher, if in the name of a good teacher, I start to beat you and say, I'm doing a very good activity. How? I'm teaching you because you were doing masti.
No.
So in the name of teacher, hinsa cannot be considered right. In the name of being a teacher, jhoot, chori, kushi, parigrah, anything cannot be considered right. Hence, thinking yourself as a teacher might give you this wrong impression that you are a very nice human being. But that is not true. A human is human because of his own knowledge, because of his own understanding, and because of his own, जिसको हम आत्म शांति कहते हैं, जिसको हम आत्म सुख कहते हैं, उसके बिना कोई कुछ नहीं है भाई। हम लोग तो सब दिन भर मस्ती करते रहते हैं और कोई काम नहीं है हमारे पास, क्या करें? यस, यस, Samnit was saying something.
Sir, every teacher is a student and every student is a teacher.
Very good. And this is why I say that every student, when the student thinks that he is a teacher, he starts to understand the subject matter with thousands of examples. And hence, when that particular student teaches that subject to anybody, he can give hundreds of examples. So because of that, sometimes teachers don't understand that they have to become a student in order to understand, to teach the student. Like you might have seen the movie Three Idiots. How many of you have seen Three Idiots?
Lot of times.
Everyone. So do you remember pre-Rajwalization? Oh, these many students have seen
Yes.
Three Idiots. क्या करते हो तुम लोग घर पे बैठ करके? थोड़ी पढ़ाई भी कर लिया करो, पिक्चरें देखते हो। अच्छा फाइन, मैंने भी बहुत पिक्चरें देखी है, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट वील कम बैक टू दिस. My only point that I wanted to make is sometimes a teacher, in the name of being a teacher, stops understanding the realities of life. The same way a student stops understanding the realities of life, and hence they become bad students and bad teachers. So
Sir?
don't become a teacher, don't become a student, become the soul you are. You are a pure soul, and this is where your success lies. Yes, Neha.
And sir, right now, you told that Sukh doesn't come from outside things, but right now, I don't have Sukh from inside. Like, I only get it from outside things currently.
And this is where your, righteousness and understanding lives. Somebody has said this so beautifully. The person who understands his mistake is the best person who understands to know the solution of that mistake. So I do not have to say anything for you. You are a very wise guy, that you understand that your sukh is coming from outside, which is not a good thing. You'll definitely gain happiness someday. I'm definitely sure. Don't worry. Study well, understand well, you will get happiness one day. Amishi.
You just said study well, but don't we get the knowledge from inside our asthma?
Good, you caught me. Books do not give you knowledge, my dear. If books would give you knowledge or teacher would give you knowledge, everyone in the class would get 100% marks. So the knowledge always comes from within. You do not understand things according to the books available to us. If you are a rich person, you will have thousands of books in a fraction of a second. But then that fraction of second will not give you knowledge, my dear. So knowledge, we are right now talking about the knowledge of the books only. But I want to take you beyond that knowledge. ये तो temporary knowledge है. अभी brain hemorrhage हो जाएगा और सब भूल जाओगे आप. याद किसको रखना है? याद सिर्फ इतने से knowledge को रखना है. मैं हूँ. बस. मैं ही आत्मा हूँ. मैं ही जीव हूँ. मुझे किसी की दुनिया में कोई जरूरत नहीं है. बस इतना ही पूरी दुनिया है. क्योंकि नहीं तो मैं से मैं पना खत्म हो जाएगा ना. हम कभी मैं को मैं नहीं कह पाएंगे यदि हम उस बात को नहीं समझेंगे. ग्रेट भाई, इतने कमाल के बच्चे हैं. यस अरिहा.
So I have a question. You just said that you will get success from within and not outside. But then अंदर को भी समझ मतलब हम पाठशाला करते हैं तो हम अंदर को भी समझ रहे हैं. But then getting success outside is more faster than getting success inside, no sir?
True. But then my point, you have already answered your question. Everything which is coming fast, that doesn't mean it's right. Like cheating. In the examination, if you don't know an answer, the quickest way to know the answer is to ask your bagalwala. Your bagalwala will definitely give you an answer, but isn't that wrong? So quicker way is not the righteous way. This is what I would say. So yes, it is a difficult task. Why? Because we have had this notion of understanding ourselves from outside world only. We've always been doing the same thing that others are running me, others are teaching me, others are making me, others will make me unhappy, others will make me happy. Today, your parents are giving you everything just because you are their kids. But there will be one day when you do not become a good parent, people will not like you. So the same people who have been giving you a pat on your back are going to give you a leg on your back. I mean, sorry for that, but they are not going to like you eventually. So the same situation will go on and on. It will never end. Yes, Gaurav, my dear. Gaurav, you want to say something?
Gunav.
Achha,
Gunav?
sorry. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Yeah. I'll go to Anvishubhani.
So, my example is like outside doesn't give us happiness. We already know that.
Okay.
But sometimes it does.
Yes.
Like, okay. So,
give me an example.
Today, I'm going to the beach. Okay.
Okay.
And the water is nice and warm, comfy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I would have a lot of fun. The waves will come, push me there, here. So sometimes outside also gave us happiness.
Definitely. Should I answer that?
No, thank you.
I should not answer that, or we are done with it. That's fine. So, and now listen to me very carefully. Once you go to the beach, okay, is the beach going to give you happiness? Now that is where my question lies. Okay. Now going to the beach, you are feeling happy. What if a tornado comes in the beach? Are you not going to run to your house?
Yes.
Yes. Now, in case if today the breeze is not coming in the beach, rather it's very hot. Are you going to go to the beach, my dear? So it's not the beach. It's the feeling of the beach that is making you happy. Are you getting my point? It's always we who feels it. Hence, if you want to feel this happiness, just close your eyes, my dear. Anvisha, close your eyes and imagine you are in a wonderful beach. There's a great breeze flowing away. See, you again got happiness. Happiness is a state of mind. It has nothing to do with the outer world, right? Great. I'll go to Amishi now.
Sir, like in daily life, our so-called happiness, even though if it's not happiness, what is that then? Like you said, it's a state of mind. But sometimes, you get that feeling in which you feel like nothing can ruin it, and a day filled with happiness, like it's perfect. What about that?
Great. So, uh, someone has already answered that question. Amishi, can you recall the answer to the question? Somebody has already answered that question previously. I don't remember the name of the guy. He was a great chap.
Nehan?
Mihai, yeah, I think, no, not Mihan. Somebody else. I think Gunav has actually answered that question. Fine, let it be. I'll recall the same thing. It's called the Brahm of happiness. See, whatever ideal day you would have had in your life, just go beyond 10 days of that day. And now start to think of the activities that happened those 10 days before. So that day you felt very nice. But after 10 days, something has happened which had made you unhappy because of something which happened 10 days earlier. Are you getting my point? So that day, if you had an ice cream, you enjoyed it. But after 10 days, you had a bad stomach. You might have had a bad day. You might have had a bad feeling. So everything, we think that the happiness is coming from that particular thing. Rather, it's just a state of our mind. If if somebody is beating you for a good cause, if you know your mother is beating you for a good cause, are you going to feel happy or unhappy?
Unhappy.
But then she's beating you for a wonderful cause. This will help you to grow well.
Still.
You got my point? So it is always our understanding which makes us feel good or bad. So hence the outer world can only do this thing. You only have a sense of happiness when it comes to anybody outside. So that day was actually not perfect. It was a very, very bad day. But only because you felt good, you think that the day was good. Getting my point? All right. I'll go to Arnisha, and I'll only have two more students after that.
So, sir, if we don't get happiness from outside, so why do we need to do that stuff?
This is where we become Muniraj, my dear. When you understand that the world is not working or it is not giving you any happiness, you start to detach from the world and attach yourself to your soul. And gradually, this is where your happiness lies. So hence you start to realize that light. Hence, you start to enjoy the life for yourself. Now, nobody else matters to you in the world, you and your happiness. Your happiness plus your knowledge plus your success. You will live with yourself only. It is nothing other than that. Acha, can anybody tell me what is Ratnatraya? I think everybody can tell us. I look for somebody who hasn't
Sir, I
answered
can.
it yet. Yes, Arham.
Ma'am, Sir, Ratnantra means that something to go to inside our Atma and to
Very
move.
good. Okay, so those are three things. What are those three things?
Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan and Samyak Charitra.
And this Samyak Charitra is success, my dear. There's no other success than Samyak Charitra. So happiness is right knowledge and right faith, and success is right charitra, Samyak Charitra. And once you have success and happiness in life, you will never need anybody.
But sir,
hence
success and
is-
happiness are the same.
that is what when किसने बोलेंगे Sammed, right? Oh wow. So when from these three things, Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra, you take the whole soul, it becomes one. So these are not three things then. These all are one, which is called as soul. But when you talk about these three things separately, they are called Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra. In the same way, success and happiness are only two attributes or two modifications of the soul. सुख और समृद्धि, सुख और चारित्र, ये दोनों सिर्फ आत्मा की दो अवस्थाएं हैं. असली आनंद कहाँ है? असली आनंद तो आत्मा में है. तो आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा, ये दो चीजें नहीं है, ये एक ही है. क्यों? क्योंकि ये सब जीव के काम. ठीक है, वंडरफुल. आई विल गो टू अविरत.
Sir, my doubt is my class makes very noise. So how to feel happiness in that also?
Go to your principal.
I can't make them quiet. So what to do then?
Go to your principal.
No one can do. Teacher also don't do.
Sir, instead he should enjoy the noise.
No, enjoying the noise is going to give you a false feeling of satisfaction. Again, that's an issue. But no, I'll tell you. See, it's actually Aviral's problem. So we don't know what kind of a situation he is in. So sometimes, yeah, it is definitely noisy. I really have had a very bad childhood. My noise was so much that I really could not handle the stuff there. But I'll tell you, Aviral, one particular thing. The noise actually is not from ears. Your ears are not basically listening the noise. It's basically the lack of concentration which is making you feel the outer world as noisy. Did you get my point, what I'm saying? I actually want to concentrate on a particular thing. I'm not able to concentrate on it. Why? Because the outer noise is making me disturbed, right? That is making me feel disturbed. So the whole point is concentration. Now, my dear, why are you listening to the noises if you know that concentration comes from yourself? So it's basically our lack of concentration and not the noise which distracts us from focusing. Got my point? So be focused on your own task. Definitely the outer noise will go away. If it is not going today, it will go one day. You do not have to work on that noise at all. So I was only having fun in the name of principle, but this is the basic idea of life. This happens. This absolutely happens. I can understand. I'll go to
that.
I have a question.
Yeah, okay. Ariha wants to add something. Go ahead.
So you said that all the gyan comes from inside. So I am not a person who has everything installed in me. No, so where does gyan come from? I mean, agar aap बोल रहे हो Ashtapahur, Samay Sar and all of that granth is already installed in me. But I need somebody to help me out figure things. No? So like basically I'm getting gyan from outside only. Then how can you say gyan?
Thank you, Ariha, for this question. Now you are actually ready to read Raj Vartik. written by Acharya Klankdev. She's a very good girl. I definitely like the way she's thinking. Very good, my dear. Again, I'd say the same thing. Why? Now, uh, hmm, I if I understand what is written in Samaisar or Moksha Pahud, now my understanding is important, or your remembering the lines which are written there is important. Ariha,
Remembering is important.
your knowledge is important. Whatever words are written in the world, they are not important. So why are all these words written in the world? They are only a means for those people who are not understanding. If they understand that, they will start to enjoy. So all these scriptures, they are only written for those who are not getting satisfied from themselves. Like uh, your mother says, read scriptures. She only says read scriptures because you love enjoying to go to your friends, passing time, enjoying a lot, spending a lot of money in the whole world. And you cannot spend even 1 minute for that knowledge which is written in the scriptures. For them, this scriptural knowledge is very important. But for those people who are contemplating their soul, like Muniraj, they are not doing any other activity in this world other than knowing themselves. Gradually, they develop such force by which they start to know even things which are beyond our senses reach, which is called Avdhi Gyan, Manhaparya Gyan, and even Keval Gyan. Who calls Keval Gyan? Do you go to know everything like a Keval Gyani, like Bhagwan Mahavir? If he wants to know things in the world, what is he going to do? He will go to Ariha's house, then he will go to Amishi's house, then he will go to Samit's house to know all of you? No. The whole knowledge point comes from within. It doesn't come from outside. So I'll give you a very small tip to life, Ariha. The tip to life is you will know better if you have lesser passions. Would you repeat what I said?
You will know better if you have
Lesser passions.
a passion.
जितनी हमारी कषाय ज्यादा होती है, हम उतना कम ज्ञान ग्रहण कर पाते हैं. आपकी जितनी कषाय कम होती है, so a student who's not making noise in the class, trying to be attentive in the class, will remember more than the student who has been having fun in the class and not remembering it. But yes, you might have seen other examples as well, that such people who are backbenchers are successful in life. So how are they successful in life? They are only successful in life because they have reached to that understanding that everybody doesn't want bookish knowledge. So that student who's listening to the teacher properly is not understanding what the teacher wants to say. If he would understand that, he would become a better businessman as well. But then those who are not understanding the basic idea behind it, they are always unhappy. And hence things become very clumsy. So there's another scripture which I remember on this context. It's called as Sarvarth Siddhi. There they say that all knowledge comes because of lack of kashai, lack of passions. ज्ञान विशुद्ध परिणामों के द्वारा ही प्राप्त होता है. संक्लेश परिणामों से तो ज्ञान की हानि ही होती है.
So what
ऐसा भाव.
Sankle?
Can I?
Oh, don't go to my words, my dear. Now just acha, fine. Who's your teacher in the class, my dear?
Pallavi ma'am.
Yes. Now this is Pallavi ma'am's homework. She will tell you what is Sanklesh. Do ask her. Because these are all great teachers who are teaching you. I'm definitely sure you are learning loads and loads because of your questions. I can understand the openness of your brain and understanding. Always ask. You have a question, ask it. All whys are most welcomed and the most beautiful things in life. I've always said this. Whys, WHY, whys are the best way to learn and to be happy. If you don't have a why, you'll never grow. You will
So
never
can I
learn anything.
ask a follow-up question if you don't mind?
Sure.
Sir, so whenever we do स्वाध्याय, okay, pravachan, sunte hum, तो there are people, like obviously not the oldies, but the youth who mostly yawn while listening to pravachan. Now you're saying that, no, I'm not saying the Panditji is boring or anything, but I have seen this and I've myself have been experiencing this, that we as a youth don't get, maybe it's boring for our brain, or maybe we have that gyan installed in us. That is why we don't want that. When like, okay, just shut up, we know it. Don't teach us. So what
I'll
is?
say just, I'll say just one thing. Please don't spill the beans.
Arey, I've been in this trauma. Like I've always asked my dad. My dad is like, because Atma doesn't like, the outer force doesn't want you to know about your Atma. That is the reason you yawn, and that is why your brain tells you that this is boring. You're not allowed to learn this.
See, now where we are going is a very different aspect altogether. See, yawning is a physical activity. How do we yawn? Yawn is basically when your brain starts to tell you that stop doing an activity, and you continue doing that activity. Hence, yawning comes into picture. So, your dada dadi might know one particular subject. Now, yawning doesn't come from the knowledge that you are listening to your ears. Yawning comes when your body is tired enough and wants to have rest, and yet you are not giving rest to the body and doing a particular activity. So at that very moment, I would say just go, take a shavasana, lie down for 5 minutes, come back, then you will be fresh enough to listen to what the person is trying to say. So your dada dadi might be a little more tired. So, but then they don't have any other better place to go to. They cannot sit with you. You talk about your friends, you talk about technology, you talk about mobiles. She doesn't know anything about it. How would she be interested even a little bit? But she goes to mandir. She goes to mandir because she has a great interest in it. She knows this is where my understanding lies. So her legs, even though she is very tired, she has had a very bad day, she's going to the temple and listening to the panditjis. Even though she might not understand more, yet she's trying. And this is what I said, that Vishuddhi is the only reason for learning. So gradually, there will be a day when she starts to focus well. She might learn things well, but then she might also, that is a probability that she might not do that because of her age and because of her lack of sensory understanding. So that might be a different case altogether. So let's not mix two things. Yawning is a physical activity. It has nothing to do with the knowledge of the soul. Is it
Sir,
clear
but
now?
there are two types of
Just
yawning. One is you
just a
get bored.
second, Mehan. Ariha, is it all right?
Yeah, got it, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yes, Mehan, go ahead.
Yeah, sir. You told that yawning is more like a physical activity in which your body tells you are tired. But let's say in school there are some subjects when I have yawning when I get bored of it, and second is when I am like interested in it but I feel sleepy.
Fine. So it's actually one and the same thing. So once you are interested in something, gradually, even in your sleep, you will start to think on it. It happens so that, I'll tell you this very good example. There are 5 such psychologists who have invented their theories in their sleep, just because they had a great understanding and interest in that particular subject, and they got their answers there. So the basic aspect that I'm saying is knowledge mode of the soul never switches off. What did I say? The knowledge mode of the self doesn't switch off. It is always on. It is bang on. So even in your sleep, you are trying to think. So even if somebody is yawning, they might be listening and trying to understand something. But then both of the things are very different. If you are not interested in a subject, you will not remember it. If you are interested in the subject, you will remember it. That's the basic bottom line. So, ruchi anuyayi viryam, ruchi anuyayi jnanam, ruchi anuyayi shraddhanam. Ruchi Anuyayi Charitram. These are all the same things. Wherever your heart lies, your, what is that quote? I forgot that quote.
You
जहां दिल
achieve that?
धड़कता जहां दिल धड़कता है वहीं पैर चल पड़ते हैं. So something like that. I don't remember much. Yes, you were asking? Fine.
But sir,
Yes.
sometimes I am interested. Let's say you told that knowledge mode never switches off, but sometimes in sleep I don't have. I'm not thinking of something. Sometimes I'm in deep sleep.
Good. Not bad. No. You don't remember what you have learned, right? This is where is our question. Do you remember what happened to you in your past life?
Not everything.
No. Do you remember something? You are a miracle then. अच्छा fine. But I won't disagree to what you are saying. Yes, निसर्ग सम्यक दर्शन ऐसे ही होता है ना क्योंकि. All right. So yes, there are a few things that we don't remember, but that doesn't mean we were not knowing something. Like, do you remember the day when you learned A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, whatever
I
it is?
don't remember the day.
This is what I'm saying, but you remember A, B, C, D. So we remember what we are keenly interested in. You always remember it, even though for a certain amount of time, that particular thing is not in your, understanding, but that is always there. It doesn't ever go. So we have to have such kind of Shraddha over Shuddhatma, that I am a knowledge being. If you have a greater understanding to it, it will never pass away. If not in this life, maybe in some other life, that knowledge will help you to gain self-satisfaction, which is called as Samyak Darshan, Atmanubhuti, and that will lead to moksha someday. This is how the whole system of Jainism works. Great.
Sir.
भाई कहाँ से पकड़ के लाए हैं निधि जी मुझे इन लड़कों को बस इतना बता. ये लोग तो बिल्कुल जादूगर हैं, जादूगर. कहाँ से मुझसे बातें निकलवा रहे हैं. Yes,
हाँ
Om, go
सर,
ahead.
वो बाल बोध 1 2 3 कराने में इसलिए हमको साल भर लग गया.
Oh, this is you.
आगे बात बढ़ती नहीं है, वहीं अटकी रहती है.
I would say, please, all the students, just switch off your this speaker and clap for your teachers.
Sir.
Yes. Now go ahead. But before that, let me talk to Om first. Yes, Om.
I just wanted to say that, for example, you are in school and in the morning you are ready to do a subject. So sometimes you yawn in the morning. So then, does that mean you're tired in the morning on a fresh day?
It is because of the lack of exercise in the morning, my dear. Just because your brain has a different understanding, it doesn't mean that the knowledge of the soul has stopped working. So it's basically a physical stuff. It's not a big thing. Ask your parents, they'll help you out with this. Not a big thing.
Okay.
Even your parents are your teachers. So, matlab, go to them, run to people. Bhai, if you have any issue, go to them. You'll enjoy with them as well. Chalo, I'll have one last question from you. Yes. Okay, fine. We have it.
What if I was small, like for example in nursery or junior KG, then I was not interested in the ABCs. Then would I remember it till now?
Fine. So at some places you are made to remember, and at some places without your interest you remember some things. It's like whatever you keep on repeating stays with you. It's not about interest. So I have always this concern with the schooling education system that we have installed in the whole world. Why? Because generally we are teaching students that we think is necessary in the world to know. But then that student might come up with something absolutely different. We hope that the student will come and have such, something absolutely other than the world and give world a very different way and outlook towards things. So I have this concern with schooling, but no, Vishuddhi, you only remember that because your wonderful mother has been badgering you continuously to remember that ABCD. Now, first of all, in the class, A for apple, B for ball, you sing it. So you remember it. You are made to write it. A, now in cursive handwriting, you write small a, you write big A. So these are thousands of means by which, even if you were not interested, you were taught a particular thing. But then that is a very low stage of understanding. Once you grow higher, you understand better, and this is how life works. Thank you very much, everybody, for this session. I would also like to thank and congratulate Khushi ji for this great session. And you all are wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, beautiful kids. I hope the best for you. And I'm sure you would do the same for me. Thank you.
सर ये सेशन ऐसा रहा कि जैसे नेवर एंडिंग सेशन है, शायद शाम तक भी चलाए तो नहीं, कभी ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हुआ कि क्वेश्चंस खत्म ही ना हो, और इतना एंथुजियाज्म बच्चों में पहले कभी नहीं देखा. एंड थैंक यू फॉर स्पेयरिंग द टाइम एंड कमिंग अस विथ अस. और एज वी लर्न कि हैप्पीनेस और सक्सेस दोनों सोल में से ही आती. दैट इज द मेन थिंग. इट कम्स फ्रॉम विदिन. तो बाहर से कुछ नहीं आता. सो दृष्टि बाहर नहीं करनी है, अंदर करनी है. और अंदर दृष्टि करने के लिए आएंगी मतलब कषायों की मंदता, यानी व्हाट संयम जी सेड कि द लेसर पैशन वी हैव will have.
Khushi ji, instead of you summarizing it, ask somebody else. Ask a student to summarize it.
Okay,
that
fine.
will be more interesting.
Khushi ji, sorry to interrupt, Khushi ji. Samit was the last child who had a question. Can we have him, Sayam ji?
Yeah,
Is it
sure.
okay?
If your time permits.
Yeah, Samit, bolo beta.
Sir, I had doubt that, like you said, that the knowledge is from inside. So why then? So why do we need books?
We don't need books. We really don't need books. But then for that stage, you need to have so much in your mind that you start thinking on it. Like, if this is the reason why we have, criminals in our lives. What are these criminals? They basically do not want to learn anything, but they want to.
Sir, you are muted.
The point is, we stop thinking, learning, understanding. So books are a means to teach you. So suppose if, I am a very nice guy, you like me a lot, and you have asked me a question, right? You have asked me a question and I'm answering that question. Now writing down the answer of that question is called as books. Books are nothing else. So these were the answers to some other people's questions. So that way, I'm not answering. Books are not teaching you. They're only answering if you have a similar question to that. So one day you will also write few books for people like us, and some other Sammed is going to ask why this Sammed has written such books. So this all happens. This all happens. Continuous process of learning, my dear. All right.
Sir, but फिर तो when like in the books we also have exercises to do.
Yes, these are those to make you understand the theory that you have learned. I'm sure. Vishuddhi ji, who's your teacher now?
Pallavi ma'am.
Who?
Pallavi ma'am.
Oh, Pallavi ma'am. Pallavi ma'am. So she's going to answer that question in my behalf to you. So I hope Pallavi ji will answer such questions and encourage them to understand. Okay. So whatever questions you all have, I think the teachers are also here. So they will also answer your questions whenever possible, or ask anybody else. You have great people around you. Today, the education of Jain philosophy is nicely spread. There are a lot of people who are learning. So you can pick anybody. You might get a solution to your question someday. All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, Pallavi ji, can we have someone to summarize or something like that?
Yes, maybe I'll just ask a few questions, Khushiji, so it'll be
Yeah.
short. And Sayamji, sorry for the delay. We are a bit over time, but I much appreciate that. 4 words that define happiness. Who remembers the 4 words? Yes, Arnisha. You can just put your hand up. Haan, bolo beta. Where are you, Arnisha? यहाँ आप जा. आवाज नहीं आ रही है, sorry.
Infinite.
Infinite, okay. What else? 4 words? Not Avdhi Gyan for sure. Om.
Ma'am,
Arnisha, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Independent.
Yes, excellent. What else?
Eternal.
Yes.
Eternal.
Yes, that's right. Eternal, independent.
succeed.
So eternal, independent, infinite, and which was the 4th one?
Succeeding.
Succeeding. Sayamji, was that right? I don't think. Succeeding was
I only gave 2. I was
Oh.
talking about 4, but then I could not finish it. So
Okay.
only
Would you
2.
like to say the 4th one only?
I'll send.
Perfect.
We'll talk.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hanji Khushiji, you can go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I think it was a wonderful session, and we'll again like to call Sayamji soon. बच्चों को देखकर ऐसा लगता है कि they enjoyed a lot, and thank you so much, Sayamji, for coming.
Sayamji, I'll just like to read a few of the kids' feedback for you. Sir, you are the best person. Your teaching way is very interesting. You are the best teacher, great teacher. Success leads to happiness. Probably Sayamji will tell us Sayam will lead to happiness, isn't it? Keeping that self-control. And sir, one thing is, sir, we know everything, but why is it so difficult to implement in daily life? That was a big one.
Time and tide wait for none. It's by Shakespeare. Time and tide wait for none. So get your what I don't remember the later half of the point. You can Google it, you'll get it. The whole idea behind this is faith, lack of faith. We know a lot, but then we do not think that that is the way to live. As soon as that comes as a part of implementation in life, things will go the same way. They won't go the same way. They'll change their course.
बहुत सुंदर.
And the most beautiful thing, I think, कि उन्होंने जो सम्यक दर्शन, ज्ञान और चारित्र को हैप्पीनेस और सक्सेस के साथ जोड़ा है, that is the most beautiful part of today's lecture. So all सब आकर आत्मा में आ गया at the end.
Ma'am, it's a request from my side.
Hanji, yes.
Ma'am, actually, it's a request that next session or maybe whenever we want Sayam Bhaiya to speak on how, because there are 30-40 children in one class and there is only 1 or 2 moksharthi in the class which knows Jainism. So how they can cope up with the other children and not get attracted towards them, not get attracted towards bad things. So we want Sayam Bhaiya to at least put in their minds that these children are the best children and they should walk on the same path and not get focused on the other children's trend.
Sayamji, advance booking.
Advance. And Sayamji, can we have like a summit?
बुंदेलखंडी में एक कहावत बहुत फेमस है. वो कहते हैं, जिसके नहीं फटी बिमाई वो क्या जाने पीर पर आई. आपसे बेहतर इस टॉपिक को कौन पढ़ा सकता है? मैं कहाँ से पढ़ा सकता हूँ ये टॉपिक? आप फील कर रहे हो, आपसे अच्छा कोई नहीं पढ़ा सकता ये टॉपिक. But fine, if you need me, I will definitely talk about it. Thank you.
Sayamji, and let me confess that we need you again and again and again.
We should have more of these sessions. It's really nice to actually know, like practically know about things. So it'll be great if we could have one like once a week में one of your sessions. I think we'll be good to go and we'll lead a very nice life.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sayamji. And we are across different time zones. None of my Aussie kids will stay up so late because it's past their time to sleep, but they are all wide awake today, which is amazing. All the credit goes to you. Maybe we can have like a summit, a success summit or a happiness summit over a few classes where, we can dig deeper and go according to the kids' questions. Amazing. खुशी जी स्तुति ले लेंगे बच्चे?
या जिनवाणी स्तुति आगम्य जैन कहेंगी. आगम्य है यहाँ पे? या आगम्य.
जिनवाणी तेरो नाम सारे जग में धन्य है, तेरी उतारे आरती माँ, तेरो नाम धन्य है. माँ जिनवाणी तेरो नाम सारे जग में धन्य है. ज्ञान की ज्योति तू ही जलाती, ज्ञान की ज्योति तू ही जलाती, भक्तों को भगवान तू ही बनाती, भक्तों को भगवान तू ही बनाती. अमृत पिलाती मार्ग दिखाती, अमृत पिलाती मार्ग दिखाती, तेरो नाम धन्य है. माँ जिनवाणी तेरो नाम सारे जग में धन्य है. अरिहंत भाषित जिनवाणी प्यारी, अरिहंत भाषित जिनवाणी प्यारी, गणधर ऋषि और मुनियों ने धारी, गणधर ऋषि और मुनियों ने धारी. जीवन की नैया को तू तारती माँ, जीवन की नैया को तू तारती माँ, तेरो नाम धन्य है. माँ जिनवाणी तेरो नाम सारे जग में धन्य है. तेरे श्रवण से महिमा समाई, तेरे श्रवण से महिमा समाई, चैतन्य चैतन्य की धुन आई, चैतन्य चैतन्य की धुन आई. संतों के हृदय के ईश्वर के घर को, संतों के हृदय को ईश्वर के घर को, तेरे गुंजाते छंद है. माँ जिनवाणी तेरो नाम सारे जग में धन्य है. सुनने से संसार कार से शिकन हो, सुनने से संसार कार से शिकन हो, सुनने से गायक का मंगल मन हो. तुझको नमन, तुझको नमन है, तुझको नमन है, तुझको नमन है, तेरो नाम धन्य है. माँ जिनवाणी तेरो नाम सारे जग में धन्य है, तेरी उतारी आरती माँ, तेरो नाम धन्य है. माँ जिनवाणी तेरो नाम सारे जग में धन्य है. That's right.
Very sweet voice, Agamya. Thank you so much. Pallavi ji, anything else?
No, amazing session. Thank you. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. And the kids had the best times of their life. I'm telling you, Sayamji, today. Looking forward to many more. So much learning with so much fun. I think you steal hearts. बच्चों के लिए तो
Yes.
बहुत बढ़िया.
Sir, I just had
Thank
one
you so much.
question. सफलता में सुख है या सुख में सफलता?
ये जवाब तो मेहान आपको ही देना पड़ेगा अब।
What do you understand, Mehan, of the whole lecture? आपको क्या लगता है इसका कौन सा जवाब सही है?
एक ही बात है, no difference.
Because that was the topic. So I didn't understand the conclusion that सुख में है सफलता या सफलता में सुख.
Even my students here don't understand what I talk. So yes, that happens. But yes, the answer to that is it's one and the same thing, because these are both the attributes of soul. If you want to highlight success, then happiness becomes, क्या बोलते हैं, hidden gone को क्या बोलेंगे हम इंग्लिश में? It gets subsided. But when you talk about happiness, the success is subsided, but they are both equally important when it comes to soul. So it's one and the same thing, no difference at all.
संयम जी, आपने इनका जो सोचने वाला माइंड था ना, उसको इतना इग्नाइट कर दिया है कि वो किसी मूड में नहीं है जाने के किसी तरह से। अंदर से फूट के क्वेश्चन निकल रहे हैं। दिस इज ये आपका ही मैजिक है, ये आप ही कर सकते हो।
निधि जी, मुझे बिल्कुल लग रहा है अभी तो ये तो बस ट्रेलर था, अभी तो मूवी बाकी है।
हाँ, मुझे लग रहा है जैसे अभी बस शुरू ही हुआ हो। चलिए, हम और टाइम नहीं लेंगे मेरे ख्याल से।
It's one of the longest session, I think.
Yes,
right?
सब बच्चे अपने अपने क्वेश्चंस को खत्म ना करें। अभी भी अगर जो भी आपके दिमाग में चल रहा, प्लीज पुट इट डाउन ऑन द पेपर, जॉट डाउन, राइट डाउन, एंड व्हेनेवर वी आर मीटिंग नेक्स्ट, संयम जी और among ourselves we'll try to find answer. Okay? चल, जय जिनेंद्र, जय जिनेंद्र।
मैंने बोला नहीं।
क्या नहीं
आपने बोला नहीं?
शंकर नहीं बोला।
कोई बात नहीं बेटा, हम क्लास में सुन लेंगे, ठीक है?
Tomorrow you can say good enough. ठीक है? चलिए, जय जिनेंद्र सभी को। Thank you very much, sir.